I'll ask about Zach Zabrowski getting the Division II Heisman.
Wasn't that pretty cool?
Yeah, I mean, Coach Z mentioned that you've kind of seen him grow up over the years. Just what did that mean to you to see that?
Yeah, I kind of see that a little bit on Twitter and talking with Jim and see some of those highlights, and I could think about, Zach and Lauren, his sister. The Zabrowskis used to spend Thanksgiving with Kelly and I and the kids. His first 3 years together at Whitewater. And you kind of see your kids grow up like that and see what he's gone through, and seeing, Jim's always a highly upbeat guy, but then I'll show a lot of emotion, and to see him get emotional today when they come, you can tell he's really proud, and see that happen. So we did the best to make it work for him too.
What have your thoughts been on this continued growth of the team during the bowl practices?
As far as what?
Just the continued growth of your team.
Yeah, I thought today we moved around well. Now we're going to start hitting it here. With practices next 2 days. We'll take Monday off, and then we'll hit it 3 more. And so now it's kind of they work through the finals. Excited to see the next 2 days. I think they're getting back in that mode of where we're going to get ready to go, and then a lot of different things. Guys are getting that chance to get some work. You got some seniors that are really approaching their last week of college football, all those different things. So it's exciting and emotional and all that exciting, and exciting to get ready to get out to Phoenix.
When you reflect on this year's team, how would you describe the team you had this year?
Wow. I have to get that one more thought. You can ask again next time I'm in here, but I don't know. I think probably you're watching growth. I just don't look at some of this year. I kind of look at, try to think back to the year before and the first year with some of these guys, and I look back to, I think about our 2 corners and how well they've played and how successful they've been and things, and watching them as, come in as freshmen and, from everything that we were doing as far as, from gaining strength and gaining weight and knowing the game and consistent work habits and watching them gain confidence on the field and off. Those are the things that I think about, the development of the defense and those things, and the new pieces that kind of come in and their contributions, not just statistically but in other ways. That's kind of neat, and it's a special group, and it's been a fun group to be around, and overcoming injuries at key positions at times, and all those things have been very rewarding. And but the most important thing is right now is that we do our best to give them a chance to end this in a successful way.
What have you seen from Coach Grimes, just in terms of the observing he's doing over?
I told him I'm trying to get a read on him yet. He's pretty tight to the vest, and but it's what I admire about him. I think he's trying to see how we operate, and I told him that is again, as you make your notes and look at it, and then I want to know your suggestions and tweaks and ways that you've done it, and we make our program better. But he's respectful of the guys who are still out there coaching, and he's trying to be there, but he's again taking it all in. So got him out on the road a little bit, a couple days, so it's still real early, but yeah, it's been good.
How's it been on the road, going out with the recruits and just trying to close them down?
Yeah, trying to keep it all there. Again, that you kind of, we're getting close to Wednesday, and it's exciting. It's neat watching the families and watching, how they've paid attention throughout the season and watching, and they're excited about being part of the program. Happy for the success of the players that they've gotten to meet, but also of where things are at. They're excited of seeing the work on the stadium and the demolition so far. So that's been rewarding. We were able to, I can't talk about guys. That's right. Yeah, got to a lot of places though, and to see it's weird when you go through the country again, and just whether it be playing seasons or academic calendars and all that, from you work from west to east or whatever, and kind of where guys are at going, we'll have some early enrollees in this thing as well, which is really exciting.
Obviously, a lot has been made about the stadium and the renovations and all of that. What's it like to look out your window and see a lot of construction going
Yeah,
on?
it's it's pretty neat. Get my months straight here, but if you're thinking not even 14 months ago, this wasn't even announced, and where we're talking about where it could be, and it's a tribute to Travis and Chancellor Gerard and everyone else in between there to keep moving in the fundraising to the approval to state approval or what, and all the other steps that it takes, and to see that happening probably parallels some of the things we've been able to do on the field as far as things happening quicker than anticipated maybe, and that's neat because it's exciting about we have a lot to do yet, and that's the way you kind of look out your window and you look and there's a lot to do yet, and those are good reminders, but they're exciting because as we know, when there's construction, that means there's good things on the horizon, I believe, and always have.
Obviously, there's going to be construction around here too. What does it mean for you guys and your coaching offices going into next year?
Yeah, we'll vacate here, and when we leave for the bowl, will be the last time coaches will work out of this building for a while. Relocate different spots. The coaching staff will move out to some areas in Rock Chalk Park, so we'll spend mornings and things when the players are around over here. We had some of that last summer with the downstairs part, so we'll have to do some of that again with the players. And working with that, so the inconveniences will definitely be worth it quickly, and so we've got some of those things that'll keep flowing, and others may work over to Wagner and things like that. So.
Lance, this is probably a crazy thought, but at this time 2 years ago, you had to sell the program to recruits. What is the perception of what you can remember maybe 2 years ago to what it is now with what you sell?
Well, it's different. It's different every year, and again, I think it still goes, John, to the fit, and what are people looking for, and is it somewhat, sometimes you look at as this keeps changing, the realistic, some people wanted to come here because they thought it'd be easier to play. We found out that didn't always work, but that competition factor, the ones that have really bought in and have made those contributions in the right way, it's been neat. I think those last 3 weeks, we've talked about it many times, of that first season kind of started to show positivity and some light. That helped us, especially in our southern state recruiting in Texas and things like that, and playing pretty well 2 weeks in a row. But it's different, yeah. It's definitely of where this is at, and people see the players, and there's more name recognition, not just with our program, but with our players and where they are, what they can accomplish, and it's an exciting time between the two, I guess, major networks that cover our conference and different things, and networks that those pregame shows were here. All those things resonate now, really from one side of the country to another, and that really is exciting, and hopefully we can continue to work ahead. I think that's one of the things that I hope I'll be talking about Wednesday, is some of the time of these guys has been definitely sooner than maybe we've ever been a part of as a staff, and that's a tribute to being here, what's happening, success on the field. It's not one thing, it's many.
For the guys like Devin or Austin who have the potential to go pro or come back, what does that process look like for you as a head coach, and what are those discussions like?
It's very delicate because you want what's best for them, and as they look at those, and we ask for the input from the NFL and all of those, because if there's something that definitely kind of points to where that is really a good move, you have to give your blessing and encourage them to go take that. The other part is where it gets in that iffy, because as I say, it's I'm not there, but I kind of look at it as in that world is the more people they can look at the draft, the better the organization has a chance to get a guy, right? I mean, if there's, you know, how big's the pond and how many fish are in it, you know, and same thing when it's with agents and things like that, you know, they got a chance to, you know, it's, you know, we always hear about how college football is a business, so is being an agent. Okay, and trying to explain that sometimes is because it's viewed too self-serving, and so all those factors that you got to try to help young men with, because I've seen it not work out, and I see how crushing it really can be, and there's no reset, and so as they go through that, you know, you try to, you know, I tell them, of course I want them back. Okay, I want them back for multiple reasons, and if I want them back because I think it's better for them, I also want them back because it's better for their teammates and it's better for a lot of things, and I try to be open about that opinion as well, and but we know they have a lot of people talking to them. We want to make sure that it's hopefully people that just haven't burst on the scene, so to speak, and that they can be around the people that, whether it be family members or whatever, and we try to get them in as many, and so we'll see where that goes here. And, you know, if they can play on Sundays, not be on practice squads, things like that, fight to be on teams each and every week. You know, there's a lot of ways now in the new world of college football that sometimes patience, you know, I always say that even with our early enrollees, I'll bring it back to that for a second, is they ask me, what do I feel about it? Some people push hard for that, I don't. I know it was like when our daughter went away to college and they asked about it, I'm like, she was young for her grade now, I wasn't ready for her to leave the house, and now it's a parent decision, but I think we're in such a hurry all the time to speed through life. You know, sometimes the extra year, because the game could slow down the process, personal development. Injury's always going to be a factor too, so I can't say that's naive on my part. So balancing all those and helping someone make the best decision, but once they make that, we will support them 100%.
Coach Borland talked about focusing on keeping the guys who are here.
Yeah.
How has that evolved over the course that you guys have been here with the portal and everything of not re-recruiting, but fighting to keep guys here?
Yeah, you know, every program's a little different. You know, again, if we hold, you know, guys stay and we work through things, continue, we'll have a pretty large senior class next year, and a lot of those guys play a lot of football. So a year from now, our recruiting might be slightly different than it is now. You know, you see people that want to fix everything through the portal, and we have evidence of that, but you need to be smart, and what we want to do is make sure, like we say, the guys that have helped build this program and do it stay, and we appreciate them, and again, through their development, through the programs, all those things kind of coincide together, and I guess, and that's where we've tried to do our best in many different ways for them, but those are a little more conversations that I don't remember having 3 years ago or 5 years ago, let alone where we're at in college football.
All right.
Okay, thank you.